Hey YouTube, Jeff Jones here. At the Wondershare farm today, and we're starting a project of putting in fiber footing. We're adding fiber footing to our sand, and the first step there, per the manufacturer's direction, is to level your sand. They want it the same thickness all the way throughout. So I'm gonna do step by step and make the whole video of installing this fiber footing. And here we are in the arena. This again is the arena at Wondershare Farm, Winslow. My wife's Leanne Kelly, professional show jumper, and we have pretty much a very fine sand in here, and we decided to add fiber to it. I will let you know what I forget what the brand is, but there's different ones on the market, and I'm going to take you through step one. This is the fiber here. It comes in these big bales. I want to say we got 6 bales. They're about 900 pounds each, and you can see this stuff. It's just, don't know really. It looks like shredded shag carpeting to me, but I don't really know, to be honest with you, what it is. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take this stuff one bale at a time, and we're going to put it in a manure spreader, and we're going to drive over the sand after we wet it down and spread it out, and then we're going to rototill it in. So it's a little bit of a process putting this stuff in, and they have very specific directions on how to do it, so we're just going to follow their directions and we're going to do it. I just want to talk to you a little bit about this. This is the Ford 5600. This is my old favorite tractor. This tractor's in some of my other videos, especially the one on Danielle's driveway, this tractor. And as a matter of fact, there's some coverage of this blade. This is a Land Pride blade. It boom swings, tilts, and pivots also. So it's really a 6-way blade, plus you have the up down of the tractor 3-point hitch. You see it takes quite a bit of hydraulic lines up here. Three lines. I only have 2 remotes, so I use this splitter for one, and it works well. I get along with it just fine. So anyway, what I'm talking about here today in regard to this thing are these feet down here on the bottom. So what's nice about these is that you can set these, and as long as you have a very firm base under your footing, these will ride on the base and determine how thick your sand is. So the first thing we did is we went around the edges and we pulled all the sand out of the corners and the edges. We got the edges down, pulled it into little piles out in the middle, and then all I did was set these guys. I actually set them on the lowest setting here, which you can see. You just pull this that pin out, and you can drop them down higher or lower, and depending on where you are, what your perspective is, you can set that equal to or lower than the cutting edge, and I'm going to show you with it drop down. Okay, so this is with the shoe down one more notch. It's probably 1.5 to 2 inches. I'd really like for this to be able to go a little bit farther down, so I could make the sand maybe up. I'd like it to maybe 3 inches would be nice. Anyway, this is what I got, and I just held the blade up a little bit, but those shoes do prevent it from digging in. And they actually do a nice job of leveling the sand out. I got this sand, I've checked it, and it's about the same depth everywhere. A few places along the very rail they might be, but sand always moves out to the rail, that will not be a big deal. So next step here is going to be dampening the sand. Then we're going to put the footing in with the manure spreader, and then we will rototill that in and wet it again, and then we're going to roll it. So okay guys, here we are. Got the little water wagon here. This is just a little wagon I made up to have here. Again, just one of those little plastic totes you see all over Craigslist and any other classified. You know, people sell them for anywhere from $75 to $200 depending who has them. Anyway, little trailer I had, and the only thing I added some hoses, a little PTO roller pump from Tractor Supply. Got a valve on it here so that when you're sitting on the tractor, you can pull it open with that rope. And then in the back, it just has a little homemade nozzle just out of a PVC cap, 1-inch cap, and I just experimented with a couple, and it actually works perfectly fine. Spreads the water out. Leanne decided she wanted this in lieu of a boom style, which might have been my preference, but it doesn't matter. This gets the water on the ring. Depending on how dry it is, we use it a few times a year or maybe every month. So again, this is being pulled with the B7800, and as much as the B series tractors drive me crazy, they are a good piece of equipment. They do a heck of a lot of work. I'll just let this run here. Maybe I'll get a little footage of it running. So okay, so here we are, and we brought in the 5600 now with the forklift on the loader, and I got the New Holland 155 spreader. I've had this spreader a very long time down at Tivoli Farm. It's been really a very, very good piece of equipment. Like all these New Holland spreaders, you end up rebuilding them in the axle area sometime or another, and you can see I did that on this one. I welded a big piece of it looks like 8-inch channel iron, C-channel iron in there. Welded from the well in front of the wheel to all the way back to the gearbox and supported it. And like I say, that's back to life with New Holland manure spreader. You're going to redo that. So here's our stuff. We're about ready to drop it in here. I left it up because I know it's got some wires to cut, the plastic, take off, all that. We're going to put that, drop that in here and spread it out a little bit in the box because I don't want that one big lump ending up in the beaters. I don't know how it's going to work. I got the spreader set on slow, and we're just going to have to take it step by step and see how it goes. All right, I'll make some more as we go. guys, I have no idea how that stuff's gonna come out of that spreader. But it's a lot lighter than some other stuff that's been in that spreader, so we're gonna find out. I'm gonna water the ring first. I'm gonna bring the Kubota and water wagon, make a little quick shot of that as well. And hook 5600 up to this, take the forks off so I don't hit the rafters. And we'll proceed, get this job done. Hey guys, so I'm in the manure spreader, and I'm got the camera pointed toward the front of it. I'm not sure if this makes any difference at all, but I figured I'd throw it in there. A little observation I made is that this stuff's wrapped in plastic, and it's also got wires binding it. So anyway, what I noticed is you'll notice this stuff is kind of compressed in this direction. So I just figured that it makes the most sense to put it in the spreader so that this orientation is hitting the beaters first. Just thinking that it would pull apart a little bit easier. Let me see if I can zoom out from there low. So again, I'm in the spreader. That's toward the front of it, and you know, I'm cutting these wires. The wires run from front to back, and I'm cutting them and letting this stuff fall in, because you can see with the striations here what I'm talking about. This is the way this stuff's been compressed. So I'm letting it hit the beaters that way, thinking that maybe it's going to peel off a little easier, a little more even. Alright, I just wanted to add that. These wires are kind of tough to cut, and anyway, I'm just going to cut this up and keep on spreading. I'll show you some footage when I get this bale on down. This is the third bale. That's half of what we're putting on. So I'll do a little arena footage and show you what half of the stuff looks like.
What's all that stuff?
It's funny, neighbors.
It looks like snow.
It's funny.
It does look funny.
Who we got here? Who we got here?
Snow?
We got the two bosses. We got the boss and the big boss. What's up?
The main boss
The main boss, I know.
is the one.
And he's a dog boss.
Look at it. It's so pretty.
Yeah.
Okay guys, so here we are.
Like snow.
That was 6 bales of that footing put on with the manure spreader. I think it came out pretty good. You know, when you get the manure spreader, you can turn it on and off as you want. Tried to get it on even. It's definitely not 100%, but I've already put 250 gallons of water on it since I spread it, and I'm gonna put another 250 right now, and maybe 250 in the morning, just to get it really wet before we do the tilling. Anyway, this is kind of, like I said, I'm going to put 250 more gallons on, but that's kind of wraps it up for day 1 of the arena fiber footing project. We'll keep you posted. We're going to do a little more water in the morning and then rototill it in. We'll get video of the finished product. That's my little granddaughter Giselle and her great grandma J.K. Joan Kelly. Okay guys, so this is the tiller we're going to be using. This is a Kuhn, I believe, K-U-H-N. Oh, you think they'd have their name all over it somewhere. Oh, there we go. Nice. Anyway, I think it's like a 5 foot or 6 foot or something like that. It was my intention to use this on the Kubota B7800, which is the Winslow tractor. It's here all the time. We drag the ring with it every day. Except those of you familiar with them, the B series, everything's always a little bit smaller, and I could not fit the PTO shaft in there. It was too long. So I put it on 5600 rather than run back to the other farm and get the Kubota L3130. Again, those of you who know about my videos, 2 front farms are about 30 miles apart, and it takes 45-50 minutes depending on traffic to get between them. So anyway, I got this. This nice thing here is it's got these gauge wheels up front. They will determine how far down you're tilling, and that in combination with lengthening or shortening your top link will also change it. Obviously, the shorter it is, the more it's going to tip over onto the front wheels. It's going to lift the back of it up out of the ground. So anyway, I just made a couple of passes here test pass, because you know you don't want to find out these things after the fact. This is really nicely dug up, soft. Everything here is very soft. So next step is going to be put some water on the ring, and then we're going to find out about loading up some of the material. See how that unloads out of the manure spreader. Okay guys, so here we're out here. I've made a couple passes with the rototiller, and so just for comparison, you can see this is untouched. This is just rolled and watered as it was. So and then I've been going down here. So this is one pass with the rototiller. This is what we're looking at for mixture. So it's a little bit interestingly, in this pass right here, which I think I like a little better, this is running the rototiller in reverse. So it's actually lifting sand and stuff up in, you know, I always experiment with equipment. You know, they have reverse run rototillers that you can buy. Of course, running one backwards amounts to the same thing. So it's still on the gauge wheels. It's lifting the sand quite nicely, actually. I mean, that's got a nice level of moisture in it. You know, they say it's supposed to clump and then fall apart. So I think we're just about where we should be here. So again, I'm just gonna keep working this. This is again, this is the running the rototiller backwards. You can even see looking down the arena. The two over here to the left of the screen, that's running the tiller forward. This running the tiller backwards. The stripes are from the gauge wheels. You know, they're staying down on the bottom. Also, the machine runs much smoother in the back, and running it forward, you can hear it hitting. And so I'm going to do a little footage from the tractor. You can kind of see what I'm seeing from the tractor. So interesting. Don't be afraid to experiment with your equipment. Again, this is over here. This is one pass going forward, one pass, and then boom, we get over here. This is one pass going backward. So I think the backward is blending it in much better. We're going to go ahead. All right, I'm going to get on the tractor and I'm going to give you a little bit of tractor view of what's going on. I'll do both forward and backward. Okay, so that was going forward. Second gear, low range, second gear. Little lower, obviously not full PTO speed, but I'm going to do the exact same settings, and I'm just going to go reverse right here, next row over, and we'll just make a little comparison. Okay, so here we can make a nice comparison. Again, this is one pass. You just watch me do it. This one pass in reverse. This is one pass forward. So, you know, the object here is to get this stuff integrated with the sand. Get the sand in there and mix it. So, I gotta say, just looking at the two, you can see clumps of the white stuff. This seems to be predominantly darker. I gotta say, and then the other thing I'm seeing is that going forward, I'm seeing some chunks of sand. You know, right here. You know, you can see this. This is a big old clump. It's wet sand. It was supposed to be wet before you put it on, which is fine. But what I'm not really seeing that over here on the side where we're going backwards. So again, I think backwards is doing a little better job mixing it in, and I think I'm going to go ahead and continue to run it backwards a little bit, see what happens. Again, here's forward, here's a clump. Like I say, I'm not seeing those big clumps over here where it's run backwards. I think I'm getting a better mixture. Alright, that's it. I'm going to keep working here. Obviously it's going to take a few passes, and again, this is going forward, this is going backward. Same rototiller, same settings, same RPM, nothing changed. Gauge wheel's the same, so just a matter of which direction you're traveling. Okay, so I guess in my book I'm going to call this complete rototilling part of it anyway. It's I gotta say the rototiller did a super nice job, and definitely working in reverse I think integrated the material better than going forward. It did as I went along. To be honest with you, I kind of lost track of how many passes I'd made. Quite a few. I've been at it about 3 hours. So 16,000 square feet, about 3 hours. Mixing in, and I gotta say the volume increase is incredible. I mean, if you look at where I am right here, I mean, this was, you know, 2.5, 3 inches of sand, and it's just probably double. I mean, a lot of air. So the company says, you know, we're going to go over it now. It says you have the right amount of moisture if it clumps, but then will fall apart. So I think that's right where I am. And I think it's a continuing process. I think this stuff will break down and continue to integrate with the sand more. And I think probably for where I am right now, very happy with the result. I'm going to put our regular drag on and smooth out the tire tracks, and that's one downfall of going backwards with the tractors. I did end up with tire tracks, which I don't think will matter. I'm going to hit it now with the Sundowner drag, the regular drag we use, which is a S-tine with a leveling bar and a roller. So I'll bring that in, and we'll do some video of that too. And then I think the final pass, I'm going to bring in the driveway roller and just compress it, depending on what the Sundowner does. Okay, so I'm in here down with the rototiller, and I'm in here B7800. Got the Sundowner Arenavator 2. It's a nice little drag. Another item I found on Craigslist. Guy was a quarter horse trainer, had it. Actually, turned out I showed with him probably 40 years ago. And anyway, I got the tines set super shallow, maybe, the front ones are maybe an inch, back ones maybe 2 inches, and I'm just letting the roller do its thing. You can see it's compacting here. And I'm going to check installation instructions again. I was planning to bring in the big dirt roller just to compress it and see what happens, but we'll take it from there. Here we have our landowner and trainer coming. No, do whatever you want. Do whatever you want there, Jack. It's fine. This is our property owner, Leanne Kelly. Leanne, how do you like your new footing?
We are loving the new footing.
Is it turning out just the way you thought?
It absolutely is.
Very happy.
Going to add a lot of volume, a lot of cushion.
Yeah.
Very happy.
Very good. All right. What do you think, Jack? Like riding on pillows, huh? Okay, guys. So this is a final pass. I mean, I'm done. And what I did here is I was going to bring in the big roller. I got a big vibratory roller I was going to bring in and run it, not on vibration, just run it. It's very heavy, but after talking to Leanne and reviewing the instructions, we decided to just go with our drag here. And what I did is I set it so the tines were out of the surface and it's only rolling on the back roller. And it actually did compress it quite a bit, and I'm not exactly sure of the purpose of that per the directions. I think it has something to do with letting the moisture integrate into the fibers a little bit before you work it up, so you would normally write. I'm not really sure, or if you're just supposed to keep it that firm. It's still pretty soft to walk on, but I'm not sure that would be your final riding surface. But for tonight, that's how we're leaving it. I'm considering this job done, and we'll do a follow-up in a little while. We'll let you know how it's working out, and how we end up digging it up, and what we do for a final surface. So, okay, thanks. And if you don't mind, hit the subscribe button if you've watched it this far. Subscribing helps move things along on YouTube. Thank you.